Okay, friend, if you struggle to plan or set goals for your business, go ahead, take a seat and grab your notebook. I'm going to walk you through my entire process using the 12-week method. Now, if you are new here, I am Demaya Unique, your multi-passionate, purpose-pushing, visionary friend. And I am here to show you that if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay? I have been building my multifaceted brand for the last 3 years, and I am big on intentional living, organization, and planning. So I thought I'd just go ahead and give you what you need so you can go ahead and get some goals going for your business, okay? Because that's what friends do. Now, here's the flow for today's conversation. Number 1, we are going to be breaking down the 12-week method, okay? Number 2, we're going to be talking about vision casting, what it is and how to do it. And then number 3, we're going to walk through how to actually set goals, what that looks like as far as tactics. And I'm going to share my screen on my handy-dandy Mac. And I'm going to walk y'all through, I'm going to give you the tea. So definitely keep watching. Okay, first things first, let's go ahead and break down the 12-week method. Now, I know you've probably seen this on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Everyone has been talking about this 12-week method. And it's so crazy because people have started using this for their regular life, but also for their business. And I first started to implement this within my business. And then I also made it a feature within the Intentional Living Planner because it just made more sense to me. Because again, I always approach goals from a yearly perspective and it just seemed overwhelming. And so basically with the 12-week method, you are planning for 12 weeks instead of 12 months. So instead of looking at your year, from in a standpoint of 12 months, you're more so treating each quarter like it's a year, right? Every time at the end of every year, we get excited. It's a new year. It's it's 2024, it's 2025, right? We get that excitement. So it's the same thing. You treat every quarter like it's a new year. And so, of course, you set your goals, you create a vision board, you create your action steps and all of those things, to make sure that, everything is in order for the next 12 weeks. With this way, you are able to actually accomplish 4 times as many goals because typically for a year, you only would set maybe 3 to 5 goals for that year. Whereas quarterly, you're actually able to set 3 goals per quarter, which again, that is 3 times 4, which is 12 goals, right? So you're able by the end of the year, if you use this method throughout the entire year, you're able to accomplish 12 goals. And something else that I also like about this method is that you don't have to think so far ahead. I think it really acknowledges the fact that we are limited as humans, right? I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner next week or next month, let alone for the rest of this year. So I think having quarterly goals, it allows for you to actually touch bases with where you are and what's realistic for the season that you are in. Because again, life has seasons, right? And seasons change. You know what I'm saying? So this 3 months may look different than the next 3 months. Maybe the next 3 months I'll get, another job or, my business is going to take off. And before I know it, things will change or maybe we'll have a child or whatever the case may be. And so I think it's very important when it comes down to the 12-week method. I think this method is genius because it takes into consideration that I'm only thinking 3 months at a time or 12 weeks at a time. It also puts pressure on you, because I think 12 months, you start to feel like, oh, I got all the time in the world to accomplish these goals. So I can fall off for 6 months and then I'll pick it up for 6 months. But with the 12-week method, baby, you only got 12 weeks and y'all know how these months are flying. You know what I'm saying? 4 weeks equal 1 month. Okay. And so the reality is you don't have time really to drop the ball, because you got to make sure you staying on top of it. So it also puts the pressure to really get the goal accomplished. Something else that I really like is that each week you need to check in to reset and evaluate your progress. The reality is you can't reach a goal if you're not checking in every single week and holding yourself accountable to make sure that you are accomplishing reaching that goal. And so that's in a nutshell what the 12-week method is. I highly recommend that you read that book because the method is genius, and I've personally been applying it to both my life and my business, and it's top tier. Okay. So this is the method that we're going to be using for our vision casting and our goal setting. Okay, so let's talk about vision casting because I've been seeing a lot of my friends moving and shaking in their business without any intention or aim. Listen, the majority of your decisions and the tasks that you complete in your business should actually be moving the needle towards your overall vision. However, we struggle to even do that when we don't know what the vision is for that particular season. And that's why I love the 12-week method, because instead of focusing on the whole year, like the vision for the whole year, you are focusing on the short-term vision for that quarter. So you are going to have a long-term vision and you're also going to have a short-term vision. Again, your short-term vision is for the quarter, for 3 months or 12 weeks. But before we hop into the 5 must-haves for your vision cast, I want you to go ahead and stop and take a moment to reflect and think about, is this me? I want you to comment below, friend, this is me, okay? Because I know that there are some who may be struggling to move the needle within their business, and you're so preoccupied with all of these minute tasks that you're not doing things that's actually helping you to reach your goal. Vision casting is the process of communicating a clear and inspiring vision for yourself or your team, right? So it's clearly communicating what you see happening in your business, right? It's what, every task and every decision that is made in your business is helping you work towards, right? So when, you're doing projects or you're launching products or whatever the case may be, you are doing those things because you have a vision. Right? A lot of the times vision casting comes from your vision statement. Although a vision statement is more so an overall, bigger picture. But with the vision casting, when you do it per quarter, you're helping to narrow down the vision for the here and the now, right? So let's hop into the 5 must-haves. Number 1, you want to have what your business is. So what is your business? That's something that you want to have on your vision cast. Again, number 1, what is your business? I want you to identify. I want you to make it very clear what your business is. How are you making money, right? How are you making impact? Want you to write that down. Number 2, who is your target market? You need to understand who you are doing it for, who you are showing up for, who is your people, right? Who do you want to make it clear that, hey, I'm talking to you, friend. I'm showing up for you, friend, right? Like for me, I know I show up for the multifaceted. I show up for the multi-passionate. I show up for the visionary. I show up for the trailblazer. I show up for the unconventional. Those are who I'm showing up for, right? And I make it very clear. I ain't here to help everybody. It's okay. You don't have to help everybody, right? Your business is not for everybody. You have to know who you are showing up for. And the more specific you get, the better. All right. Number 3. What is your vision and mission statement? So you always got to circle back to that. What is your vision statement? What do you see happening from your business existing in the world? What do you see for your business, right? That is your 1-sentence statement. You need to circle back to that. You also need to think about your mission statement, meaning what are you going to do overall? Right? Whether that's to inspire, to educate, to uplift. What are you going to do? This is where your action words come into place. A lot of the times we mix vision and mission, right? Because vision is what you see. It has to do with your sight. Mission, when you think I'm on a mission, what does that mean? I'm doing things. There's action steps involved. So that's what you want to think when it comes to mission. Your mission and vision go together because your mission is how you're going to accomplish the vision. So you want to make sure that those 2 things are on your vision cast. All right. So that's number 3. Number 4, you want to have what you see/want for your business or your brand in that quarter. Right? So for quarter 3, because we're thinking about quarter three already. For quarter three, I want you to write down, and I know you're a creative. I know you're a visionary. So here's where it's kind of like a vision board, right? You want to put visually what you see and what you want for your brand or your business in that particular quarter. Okay? So that is number 4, what you want to have on your vision cast. You need to put what you want and what you see for your business or your brand for that particular quarter, for the next 3 months, for the next 12 weeks. Okay. Now, number 5, here's the last thing. I want you to look at the short-term vision compared to the long-term vision. So I want you to start with the long term. This is what I want for my business long term, right? I want to work 12 hours a week. I want a team for all of these different brands. I want, I see our brand having this and this and this. This is where you want to think long term as far as what you see for your business. Is it a multifaceted brand with multiple different brands underneath? Like, you have to think about that, what you see long term. But then here's the kicker, because I love to give permission to dream, right? I love to give you permission to dream, but now I want you to dial the dream back down to where you are right now. So again, for quarter 3, 2024, that's your short-term vision. What are you able to accomplish? Because your long-term vision could be accomplished in the next 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years, right? I mean, we got nothing but time, right? So that can be accomplished later on, your long-term vision. But your short-term vision is what is going to be accomplished in the next 3 months. 12 weeks. What can you accomplish in 12 weeks? So that's what I want you to do for your short-term vision. I'm going to show you all of this again. I'm going to walk you through. Okay, friend, I got you. But again, yes, your short-term versus your long-term. That should be on your vision cast. You can have them side by side. You can have the long-term vision above, the short-term vision below. However you want to lay it out on your document. Now that you have what you need, okay, to be on your vision cast, you got the vision. Now it's time to work towards that. And here is where your top 3 goals come into play using the 12-week method. Let's hop on in. I am going to be using my quarter 1 for my business as an example. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through. So first things first, starting at the top, I like to recall again from the vision casting what my short-term vision and direction is for my brand. So I like to start off with that. And so this again is all organized in a document, and I am using the platform ClickUp. So for Q1 2024, I saw us focusing on the DU brand and the intentional living brand. And so I kind of wrote down what I want for each platform. So I have the My Unique brand, the multi-passionate, creative, and visionary. Our goal is, of course, to show up and grow our audience on long-form platforms. And then also the intentional living brand, something that we are currently building, is basically focusing on products, which is planning and organization. So again, the goal was to build behind the scenes and give us enough time to get everything in order. Okay. Cause listen, that's what we're doing in this season. And so I also I also included this section here just so that I can really have, again, keep emphasizing the same thing. So again, we're breaking down the quarter. January, February, and March are the 3 months. And I put what our focus is and then what we're going to be developing behind the scenes, just again, to reemphasize. Okay. So then next we go right into the 12-week goals. So I again set a goal for, the quarter, 3 goals. 3 goals is it's attainable. It's not too much. You're not doing too much, right? So again, set those 3 goals. So for Q1, our 3 goals was to increase exposure and awareness. So we wanted to get strategic partnerships for TikTok and Instagram, as well as produce high value, long form content and grow our audience on YouTube to 500 subscribers. And then also 500 on our email list. And so that was kind of one of our goals. Number 2 was to shift the visual and verbal messaging of the DU brand to portray the new direction and ultimate goal of the My Unique brand. And then number 3 was to develop the intentional living brand. What will the brand's messaging and product line consist of? To develop the the digital version of the Intentional Living Planner for 2024 to 2025, and then also the research and development for physical products. So as you can see, they're very detailed. Like, I mean, get down to the nitty gritty. Okay. Like, we need to be as specific as we can for our goals. And so after you write out your top 3 goals, then what you're going to do is break down each goal. So each goal should have tactics and due dates, right? So remember, you have 12 weeks, and in these 12 weeks, you need an action step for each week. And so not every tactic will be due every week. That's just something I really want you to consider as you're working through these things. So again, you have the tactics. So for goal 1, again, to increase exposure and awareness, how are we going to do that? That is what your tactics are, how you are going to do that. So for example, we wanted to research different companies that we could collaborate with. We wanted to create and post at least one long form video a week. We wanted to create and post at least one community building content a week. Like, these are the things that we were doing. We wanted to conduct at least 3 marketing meetings for the team per month for analytics, strategy, and content planning and batching. And so these are the things that we were doing. And again, as you can see, I said this first one was due week 1, 6, and 9. And then, the second one was due every week. And then some of these, again, were due every week, but some of these were due every month. So making sure that at least, by the end of week 4, week 8, and week 12, we had done, these things. So that's, again, the tactics that we have for that first goal. And again, each goal has its own tactics. And so that's, of course, you can see for this one, when it came down to shifting the visual and verbal messaging, I had a photo shoot. I had to work closely with a website designer, like all of those things we had in place, as well as shifting our offers and all of those things. And so we were able to accomplish that, right? Like, we corrected, we created a new brand guideline, we had a new brand photo shoot, like all of those things, as well as this. We reached 500 subscribers on YouTube. And then the third one was to develop the Intentional Living brand, which again, we accomplished. We also launched the Intentional Living Planner. So we were able to do all of these things because each week I have action steps that are our needle moving tasks, right? I have action steps on what I'm supposed to do every single week. Okay. And so again, this is how I lay out my goals. Each goal, again, you start out with the 3, but then you break them down. And again, I typically do this before a new quarter starts. Okay. So, I also want to make sure and just show you this page as well, is the weekly game plan, because listen, success is in the follow-up. I want you to write that down, friend. Write that down. Okay. Success is in the follow-up. This is how I was able to accomplish all 3 of my goals from quarter 1. I followed up. So what does that mean? This is also a tip that is given in the 12-week method book. And it's something that I do. So every single week after the week happens, I make sure that I go back and I'm like, okay, what was our score? Meaning, how many tasks were we able to get done and complete? So every single week. So plan for week 1, I will go in, write the goal, and then I will write what are the tactics that I need to do for that goal. Then I will go in for the goal number 2. What is the tactics that I need to go? And you can see what I love about ClickUp is I can make these things into tasks and I can see them getting completed. And if I couldn't do that, I would scratch it off, of course. But yeah, so that's week 2. Then I will do week 3, right? And these are my tactics for week 3. Then after that, not week 3, week 1. And these are my tactics for goal 3, right? So after that week, I will go back on Monday, my CEO day, and I will say, how did we do? Right? Did we do good? Why did we miss this task? What could we do better? Right? And so again, this was a 5 out of 6 week. That was great. We only missed 1, right? Then we go into week 2. It was another 5 out of 6 week. We go into week 3. It was a 6 out of 6 weeks. So we're getting better, right? And so you're able to see your progress as you're going down, to, finish your goals. And so again, that was something that I think is necessary. Again, every single week you need to be following up. Okay, friend? So before we go, I want to talk about 3 keys to making sure you are reaching your targets every week using this method. Okay, number one, again, like I said, success is in the follow-up. So you have to make sure that you are following up every single week to check in and evaluate your progress, okay? Number two, schedule your needle-moving tasks throughout the week, okay? You have to dedicate at least a 3-hour deep work sprint for all needle-moving tasks. And I encourage you to do that Monday to Friday. You need to make sure that you have a deep work sprint. In this deep work sprint, it is uninterrupted. There is, no time for distractions, no time for any other tasks other than your needle moving tasks, which are those weekly tactics that you need to get done. Those are your non-negotiables. I don't care what else pop up, admin, emails, all the things. You need to get these done to make sure that your goals are accomplished and you are moving forward towards your overall vision. Okay. And number three, reward yourself. Okay, set a reward, give yourself or make yourself a promise, even within your business, that, hey, if you get these things done, friend, we can celebrate. We can have a whole good time. All right, friend, that's all. That's it. The only question that I have before you go is, are you ready to plan and set your goals for Q3? Okay, because listen, you're all good to go. All right, and Q3 starts in approximately 2 months. Okay, so you have plenty enough time to get what you need to do the vision cast, set your 3 goals, and write out all your tactics. Okay. If you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.